from our permaculture life. In the garden today, tarragon is just flowering beautifully. Now there's 3 different sorts of tarragon. There's French tarragon, there's Russian tarragon, and this one, which is Mexican tarragon. And the common thing between all of them is that they have a wonderful licorice scent, which is fantastic in things like sauces and salads, marinades. You can add it to egg dishes or fish dishes. It's as a culinary herb, it's absolutely fantastic. What a lot of people don't know actually though is all of its other uses. This particular plant, the Mexican tarragon, was used by the Aztecs. Now they used it for lots of different things, for digestive complaints, for helping to heal coughs and colds, and they also used it to decorate religious ceremonies. So it has a really ancient history. This plant moved up through into America and then spread around the world, and it is an incredibly hardy perennial plant, perfect for warmer climates. And one of the things I really love about it, it grows where other things don't grow. So in this corner of my garden where it's kind of been a building site and the ground was compacted, the tarragon has just taken over beautifully. Interestingly too, it can act as a nurse plant. So if you're wanting to get an area established and then interplant it with other things to come through, it's a perfect plant to do that. So I use this for lots of different things. Mostly I take a few leaves each time for a salad or a sauce. If I'm adding it to a soup though, it's really important only to add a few leaves and towards the end of the soup, because it has a strong flavour, and if you leave them in too long, for example in a soup, it can kind of overtake the flavour or become a little bit bitter. So just a few at the end and that's really perfect. Also, it makes a beautiful tea. It's a great tea as a calming tea, particularly for a good night tea. So that's a really fantastic use of it as well. Actually, I don't know if you can see, but there's lots of bees buzzing around me here. It's great for attracting both the bees and birds into the garden. But because of its strong scent, it helps to repel pests. So it's a really useful garden companion as well as a culinary herb, as well as a medicinal herb too. So there's many different uses for the tarragon, the Mexican tarragon. If you have a toothache, you can chew a few leaves and it helps to relieve the pain. If you have a headache, you can make a bit of a steam bath and just inhale the scent and it helps to relieve headaches. It's a digestive aid, and also because it is really high in antioxidants, it can be a free radical scavenger too. And it is one of the most highly antioxidant containing herbs of all of the common herbs that you could possibly have in the garden. So if you can see in closely here, where it changes from green to a browny colour here, that's a really good spot to take a snip. So I'll just cut it here just below a node. I'll take this section out. And you can see how it has lots of different shoots coming off like this. What I'll do is I'll snip off a bit here. And actually, if you are cutting, it's a really good idea to remove the flowers. We don't need the flowers. And I've chopped just below a node because everything below the node is going to die. Where there used to be leaves here, that is what's called a node. Now, I just find this amazing, but you know, as soon as you stick this in the soil, the plant decides that that node is no longer for leaves, but it's for roots. So we're going to make sure we've snipped off all the leaves and we'll plant it in. I always plant cuttings in at least 1/3 in the ground and 2/3 out. So something like this would be perfect. I would put this in a nice potting mix, either a homemade one or one that you purchase, but a good quality one and quite sandy so it's got good drainage. And then give it a good water and allow it to start getting shoots again. When you see new shoots coming, you know that it's really starting to form roots below, and then you can transplant it into the garden. But having said that, you could also, if your garden soil is quite good already, you could simply take this snip and place it straight into your garden. And again, bury it up to this height, put mulch around it, and it should take off. And that's typically the way I do cutting, straight from the plant back into my garden again. And that's the way that I take one plant and turn them into many. So this is tarragon, Mexican tarragon, originally from Guatemala, and it's a fabulous plant for so many reasons to have in your garden. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. Don't forget to subscribe and also consider being my patron. There's a button at the end to have a look at. I'll put all the information about this plant below and hope to see you next time. Thanks.